if somebody raped your daughter, you need to go to police station immediately because there are some evidence that can be destroyed if you stay more than 2-3 hours. You have to go to police station and make a report. In most cases, they say, this is my uncle, this is my nephew, this is my brother. I don't want people to hear. No. You are sparing the child, you are spoiling, you are killing the future. So you have to report immediately, at least 30 minutes after the incident, so that they can give a medical form. There's a medical form that they are going to hand over to you or to the victim, so they will take it to the hospital for medical examination. That's the first thing. Because that medical examination, in case the case is charged to court, they will still ask of that, because they might claim alibi. They might say, where is the medical report? From there, they will not gain conviction. So immediately there is a case of rape, you go to police station to report immediately, and you'll be handed that form. Even without taking statement from the victim, they will give the form, then you will now go to the hospital. The doctor will examine the victim. After examining.
Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast, and of course we're talking about rape there, and it's quite interesting for me because I had to just take some highlights from that entire event. If you take a look at it, the policeman, Mr. Agbeti Festus, was able to explain to every woman, child, every parent, and every young boy or girl going through abuse, how to recognize and how to save themselves from the entire process. And one thing that I would highlight quickly from that entire process is the fact that you may not want to report your rape case, but when you don't, you are empowering your rapist. And then let us cultivate the habit of giving our children small things that they can use to protect themselves, like pepper spray. Dr. Precious, you mentioned something like a pepper spray is a non-lethal way of protecting yourself. But I saw a video on social media that showed exactly how a father was teaching a little 7-year-old girl how to punch. Do you understand? She was actually wearing boxing gloves. I think the biggest thing we can empower our children with today is martial arts and teach them self-defense. Because have you ever heard that people don't pick on people can beat them?
Very true. And that's why there are some schools who put martial arts side by side with swimming. So
I make it compulsory. There is no child, whether birthed, adopted, has ever stayed with me. Martial arts is compulsory for you. You must learn how to do it. Okay. You must learn to fight back. You can't be. I don't like crying kids. He beat me.
When you are trained, it gives you the boldness, the toughness.
Toughens
Even if you don't
toughens
fight,
you up,
it toughens you up.
Gives you even the control, self-control, that even when people aggravate you, when people anger you, naturally you will be controlled. Your temperament is controlled
because your psychology is confident.
Exactly.
That you can defend yourself.
I can defend myself, but I choose not to defend myself. But you see, this next topic we're talking about is something that Dr. Precious came up with, and we're talking 5 never tell
no one secret.
And it's hard conversations on the Bumper Breakfast this morning. 5 never tell secrets for you from Dr. Precious. I'm waiting, as in, they are so exciting, I must tell you. 5 never tell secrets, hard conversations.
I also thank you, Thomas. I also call them the 5 categories of secrets people will never share. 5 categories of secrets people will never share. Number 1 is extra relational thoughts, or call it romantic desires. Extra relational thoughts. When you're thinking about a romantic or a sexual relationship with someone that is not your current partner, you're trying to think of how to be entangled. Call it sexual entanglement.
Entanglement.
Number 2, family details. And when I mean family detail, I mean family secrets. People will never share this.
But why do people share those ones?
Which one?
Like in our family, my uncle was not married to my auntie.
No. That's okay. That's okay.
Why are you sharing even those ones?
No, but that's fine. But the one people will not share, which I'm talking about, is the family secret. It has to do with genetic transfers or genetic vulnerabilities.
Like
there are families
medical issues.
Thank you. There are families where they go blind after a period of time. There are families where they have a particular weakness. There are families where everyone is diabetic. There are families where high blood pressure is the order of the day. Obesity is there.
Oh
Call
my.
it now. This will interest you. I put it in a very clear manner with this list. Call it generational consequences, curses, patterns, generational circle. You see,
Things that you never must talk about. I think we should even make it secrets that must die with you.
that's why I said these are secrets.
Never
People
tell.
will never tell you. People will never share it. Never tell secrets.
So if you share it, how dangerous is it?
You see, when you share it, sometimes people will avoid you. I once heard the story of a lady who was asthmatic and never wanted to tell the guy she wanted to marry. And the guy found out eventually and called off the marriage.
But asthma is normal.
No, it's not normal. It's an underlying medical condition. The moment you get involved with the person, you are bound to have some kids who will have it. Because it's transferable. Yes, it's transferable. So I'm not saying you shouldn't marry somebody that has it. Love covereth all things. But you have a responsibility to tell the person.
But okay.
Yeah, it's genetic.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. That's why when you get to the hospital, the doctor will ask you, if you start having traits, he will ask you, is there anybody with asthma in your family? Have you ever had,
What
if you have an
questions
eye
like that
condition,
before?
you get to the hospital, they will ask you. The reason they ask you is so they can be able to suspect
back.
it. No, if you say there's somebody, then they would assume and then do a test to confirm. But if you say there's nobody, then it makes their work easier. They ask you questions not because they really want to capitalize on your answer, but because they need a clue to know in which
It's
direction
training.
to run
They
the
should.
tests.
Okay.
Yeah, so the history will help a lot. Number 3, I call this sexual behaviors, or you can call it emotional infidelity. People would not want to talk about their emotional infidelity. So I mean
What do you
sexual
mean?
activities like pornography,
Oh.
talking about masturbation, and then some fetishes. You know what I call fetish? Like voyeurism. Voyeurism is you watching naked people and pleasuring yourself. Okay, so many people will not want to share that.
But people have.
People have what? No, come on, let me hear.
No,
you.
let me just.
And you see, this would interest you. Becoming emotionally involved with someone who is not your partner, or developing an attraction for a crush that is now sexual. You know, there are people who, while they are masturbating, they are thinking of an image of somebody. They can't share it.
Must
Deep,
never
right?
share it.
It must never be shared.
It must never be shared.
Especially when have you ever heard incidences where a woman is with the husband and then she's
When
calling the
somebody
name of
else's
another
name.
man?
Ah.
Then
Okay.
something has happened.
Okay.
I could imagine the man will scream in Mr. Macaroni's voice, "Are you normal?" Number 4, I call this cancerous lie and theft. Why did I call it cancerous lie and theft? I said here, having told a lie to someone to take something that doesn't belong to you. When you get to the point where you need to say something to get something, you lie to get something from somebody. There's no way you want to share that. It's a cancerous lie and it's stealing in the process. People will never come up to tell you. And this will interest you. You want to say something about that before I go to number 5?
You know, when you say cancerous lie, I simply, somebody was saying something here yesterday, just in front of the compound.
Okay.
We were talking and the person said, when I said, I don't have this thing. And the person I was talking to was saying, no, madam. Somebody just came from behind and said, she doesn't lie. If she tells you she doesn't have it, she doesn't have it. That's what she's saying.
Beautiful.
And I looked at him and said, really? He said, I know her. She doesn't. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm that transparent. I didn't know. But I feel like while you're lying, you're finding it difficult to keep up with your own life. So you lie, and then you lie to cover your lie, and then you find another lie
You
to cover.
need to. Every
Keep
time
lying.
you tell a lie.
And then something, you don't forget the
You need
first
that.
lie and the second lie. And then I don't get it.
If you I'm going to say something at the end of all this.
But this
so
is-
when you
it's a
forget to lie,
burden.
you are in trouble.
But it's a burden. Do you get it?
Sure.
God forbid that you have amnesia. You have an accident and something happens to you.
That's why I said lying
And then
is cancer.
your partner cannot trace back what you are, who your family is. Do you know people get married with somebody else posting as their family, with an entire different family? I once heard of that story where a lady got married. The persons or the people she presented as her family members were just like neighbors to her family.
Wow.
Yes. And when the man found out later, much later in the marriage, he kicked her out. He just kicked her out. He said, if you would present a whole family to me, that means you can present somebody else's child to me.
And let me say
I said,
this.
it's mine.
Let me say this, Tomisin. It's very appalling. You see, if we have privilege to pick our parents, some people will not choose their current parents.
Definitely.
Do not be ashamed of your parents. I want to say this out there. Even if your parents are down right now, the reason why you feel that way is because there is something God is going to put in you that will empower you to change the story
The story of your parents.
Of your parents. So don't be ashamed of them. Introduce them to people. If you don't want me because of my parents, then forget about it.
I love my best friend. I just love my best friend.
Thank you very much.
You know, when it comes to parenting, you should be able to just put it out there.
True.
You know what? Your parents are not people that you choose.
True.
They are people that prayed for you to come into their lives and you came. So you can't change who they are.
True.
The best thing you can do for yourself is maybe as you're growing in life, you're getting more polished. Polish them up if you feel they're not polished enough.
True.
But even if they don't accept to be polished by you, love them the way they are and build your own life and start from there.
Let's
take
take
number 5.
Financial secrets. Now this will interest you. Any details about finances or money gotten overnight? Let me give you an instance. This can be a hidden bank account, a success secret, overnight wealth. You just stumbled on a very huge. Most times, most successful men will not give you the secret of their success. So if you say in a nutshell, can you tell me how you made it? They'll tell you stories, but they won't hit the nail on the head because some people
The real thing
will
will
not
be-
want to give you the real thing, that real secret, the real sauce.
Shouldn't you share it with your partner?
No, it's not everything you share with your partner. And let me say this at this point. This is
I don't
very-
understand.
This is very important.
This is complete.
There are things you can share, but it's not everything. Okay, let me take you to another angle.
Can't you just say?
Tomisin, one of those in secret cult, and they got the wealth. Now, have you seen where I'm coming from?
Okay.
There are some
I do.
financial sources that some people will never share. Don't forget.
But you know,
These are secrets.
marriage is supposed to be about sharing all, being completely open with one another.
Now listen to this, Tomisin. The best way of taking away the damaging power of a secret is by number 1, confessing it, number 2, revealing it, or number 3, which is very important and which I want everyone to know, is enhancing your practice of mindfulness. Now what do I mean by mindfulness? A point where you take your brain and get it trained to focus on the present and not get hijacked by the secret. Because if the secret takes over your brain cells, you can't think straight, it will affect your mental productivity. So if you have mastered the practice of mindfulness, if you have the power to control your mind, then secrets will control you. That's why people need to get acquainted with Secret Diary. You know what it is.
Interesting one this morning. 5 never tell secrets. Dr. Precious, I must say that was a good one, well put together.
Thank you very much.
I love the fact that everything, are things that will resonate with a lot of people. And I hope that these nuggets will keep you occupied for the next couple of hours. You're still going to be thinking about it. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Good job. I don't agree with the last one, but I think
Financial
I understand.
secret. You like money. You know. Somebody once said, if you want to make a woman happy, abroad, give her flowers. And then if you want to make a Nigerian woman happy,
Give her money.
give her money.
And more money.
And more money.
And more money.
It said there are 3 things you give a woman that will make her happy in Nigeria. Number 1, money. Number 2, more money. Number 3, much more money. I think you agree with that.
I agree.
But there are some financial secrets you just don't want to share. Even you.
We need to go. How do we close this story? How do we close?
Okay, I want to say it doesn't matter what you may have gone through or the secrets you may have had that has affected you psychologically or that has kept you on one spot. You can still move on. It's important you also recognize that it doesn't matter who has left your life. The fact that you are still alive is a pointer to the fact that you can still move forward.
The motivator. All right, that's it for me on the Bumper Breakfast this morning. I'm so excited. I'm happy. I'm happy. It's my birthday month, and I've said that earlier. And you know, usually I'm building up and I'm gathering steam. But you can keep joining us on the Bumper Breakfast show. Monday morning will be explosive. I must tell you, you wouldn't want to miss that episode. Join us then and follow us across all our social media handles at IamTobyC _ on Instagram, at Dr. Precious Wise on Instagram as well. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.